First of all, I love it. It's the Orlando Junior Academy. It's here in College Park in Orlando. We started the Edible Schoolyard there 3 years ago, and we bring the whole kitchen and garden into school curriculum. And the kids are fantastic. I think nowadays kids lost the correlation between good food and nutrition. They're so on the go with their iPads and text message and social media and TVs, and both parents are working. So there's no time to really sit down and have a meal, or they're baffled about how do I cook a meal. They think it's so hard to make a nutritious meal, which is not. You know, so much easier to go through a drive-through and get that sort of food. So we teach the kids that you should eat with the whole premise is that it's dinner time. You know, we teach the kids how to cook, how to read a recipe, how to garden, how to harvest from the garden, how to set a table, and we encourage conversation with their parents at the table. We have like these little action cards on the table, and the kids talk to each other, and we tell them that now's the time to talk to your parents. Ask them how the day was, you know, find out what's going on with their lives, you know, just slow it down a little bit, you know. So the kids are fantastic. It's amazing what they will eat if they made it. You know, one day we had a whole class on kale, and we had kale in the classroom, like, oh, it's green, it's leafy, I'm gonna hate it, I'm not touching that stuff. And, you know, we did a whole bunch of kale recipes, and by the end of the day, they were fighting over the kale. They wanted the recipes to take home with them. They love the kale. So if they're given the food in the proper presentation, or the proper way it's cooked, they love it. You know, it's not that hard. And we have a lot of parents call us up and say, I can't get my kids out of the kitchen. They love cooking now, which we want. You know, we want to tell them that it's not scary. You know, get in there, make a mess. You know, get your hands dirty, make the food. It's surprising that they don't know where the food comes from. Like, we had a pickle class, and they were like, oh my God, pickles are cucumbers? They had no idea. They had no idea you can make homemade pasta. They had no idea you can make tomato sauce. They assume it's in a box or in a jar at the local supermarket. You know, so we tell them, hey, no, this is the way it's made. You know, so now the kids are going home and they're making homemade pasta with their parents, homemade peanut butter, homemade jelly, homemade biscuits. Not that they have to cook like that all the time, but they know the option's there for them. We're not brainwashing the kids and say, you know, you can't eat this ever. You know, you can't eat, you know, French fries. Well, you can, but you got to balance everything. Everything in moderation is pretty good. And that's what we try to teach them. And the garden's fantastic. They grow their own stuff. We grow our own, you know, we have watermelon, we have carrots, tomatoes, cucumbers, beets, Swiss chard. We go out there, we harvest all the time. We come back in, we'll talk about it. You know, what color is the vegetable? You know, how's it healthy for you? How would you cook it? Then we all cook it together as a family, and we eat it and we talk about it. We start the class and the kids come in, their eyes are wide open, you know, and they want to learn something. They're willing to learn. And it's really, really good for the kids when they see something and do it with their hands. You know, where every sense is being used. They're seeing, they're smelling, they're tasting, they're doing. You know, so reinforcing it by doing that. You know, here's the tomato, they're chopping it, they're cooking, you know, so they know all that kind of stuff. It's not just a science class where here's a tomato on a piece of paper, and we, you know, here's the half portion of it and what's inside of it. But like we do a class on store-bought tomatoes, just generic tomatoes, and heirloom tomatoes. You know, we hold them up and they say which one's prettier, and they always say it's the store-bought one because they've been brainwashed to think that that's the way the tomato should look. You know, it's all waxy and red, and then we cut it open and which one smells better, the heirloom, which one tastes better, the heirloom, because even though it looks like a tomato, you know, it's probably picked, you know, months ago when it was green in a gas house, so it's not picked when it's vine ripe, so the flavor is totally different. You know, so even though it's prettier, and we expect the tomato to be round and beautiful and red and no blemishes or tarnishes, it might not taste good. You know, then you look at the heirloom tomato or an ugly tomato, it's all, you know, mangled up and nasty and gnarly and looks kind of scary. But when you cut into it and smell it and taste it, it's, you know, it's super sweet, it's full of moisture, and it's really good. So the kids are blown away by that.